Coco, sit by the fire, talking about the tales that never tire. Ghosts and ghouls up in the trees, whispering secrets on the breeze. Down in the holler where shadows hide, lights flicker where the spirits glide. They swear they saw Jim, now gone, walking around with his boots still on. Unseen things in the Appalachian night, haunted fields where the moon don't lie. Cryptids howl and the stories flow. Gin and Coco, they surely know.
Good evening.
Oh, you startled me. Good
You were-
evening.
You were just vibing.
I was reading. As you know, I'm not prepared for this evening, so I was.
We're never prepared. Ever. Ever.
I'm like, I hope you have some stories to tell, because I sure as hell don't.
Yeah, tonight's about Reddit ghost stories online. Are they true? We don't know, but it's still fun to read them, and these people think they're true.
Yeah.
Before we get into that, I was looking on Facebook and I saw an article and it said how a bigger looking butt could be a sneaky sign of autism and ADHD. So that says a lot.
Yeah.
I'm looking at you.
This donk is very telling.
So I'm going to read this article from the New York Post. It says, believe it or not, your backside might reveal a thing or two about your brain. Neurodevelopmental disorders, I can't talk, like autism and ADHD often share symptoms including challenges with social situations, staying focused, and managing emotions, but research suggests there could be a surprising clue hiding in your rear view, a prominent tush. This usually isn't about genetics or body shape. Instead, it's often linked to the common postural issue called an anterior pelvic tilt. Do you tilt your pelvis? With this condition, the front of the pelvis tilts forward. I almost said tits. Tilts forward instead of staying neutral, causing the lower back to curve inward more than normal. The result, a belly that sticks out and glutes that protrude, creating what some people call a duck butt.
What the fuck?
Well, anyone can
I
have
have a duck butt.
While anyone can have an anterior pelvic tilt, it's common in children with autism and ADHD. Yeah, I'm not going to continue reading about the rest of this, but yes, so.
It's kind of funny. I never heard of that. Duck butt?
I know. Interesting.
Weird. What a way to start the show. Thanks.
Nothing to do with Reddit ghost stories.
Thanks for that piece of,
You know,
useful information.
The more you know.
Yeah, what was that show? What was that on?
I don't know.
That Rainbow? Reading Rainbow? No, that's not the... But it wasn't Rainbow, the more you know, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, there's Troy. Did you say pelvis? I have a few screws
Where?
in mine. Does it show up on your...
You do.
Yeah. Aw, how you feeling, Troy? Hi, Mike.
Hi, Mike. I can't... I'm like in my phone like this because I can't see the comments. Sorry. I'm loud.
Listening on Spotify. If you hear us talking to people, it's because we are live right now. Not crazy, although we are both. So, okay. Reddit ghost stories. We're gonna get into that. Right? I gotta find my notes. Because I don't know what the hell I'm doing, to be honest. TBH. Yeah. So you want me to go first since you're not prepared? Oh, now she left me. Okay, then. Oh, okay. Way to go.
I don't know where I went. Sorry.
I look up and I'm like, oh, okay.
I
She left. I'm
disappeared.
by myself.
I went to another dimension for a quick trip. All right.
All right. So, do you want me to start since you're not prepared?
Well, yeah, because I got nothing. So
All right. Well, then
lead
I
the
guess
way.
you can just act surprised.
I'm-
So,
I'll
all
give
right.
my opinion on whether I believe they're real or not.
Okay. All right.
I'll be the judge of that.
All right. The first one I found, it was called the Hurricane Katrina House, which, was a devastating hurricane that hit New Orleans. The famous one that Kanye West was like, George Bush doesn't like black people or doesn't care about black people or whatever he said. Yes, so that one. But it
Turns
did
out he doesn't even like black people.
True.
Oh, he's
True.
a
Yeah.
nutbag. Anyways.
So, the Hurricane Katrina house. After Hurricane Katrina devastated New Orleans in 2005, volunteers flooded into the city to help search abandoned homes. One Reddit user claimed they were part of one of those recovery teams going house to house looking for survivors and, in many cases, bodies. According to the post, most of the homes they searched were tragic but normal. Flood damage, mud everywhere, family photos floating in standing water. But there was one house they said they would never forget. The team approached the property just before sunset. The house sat isolated at the end of a partially flooded street. What immediately struck them was that the front door was already wide open, swaying slightly in the humid wind. The volunteers said the smell coming from inside was unlike anything they had encountered before. Not just decay, but something foul and rotten mixed with incense and mildew. Once inside, they noticed strange symbols painted on the walls. Melted candles sat in circles throughout the living room. Furniture had been shoved against windows as if someone had barricaded themselves inside before the storm. Which, New Orleans is like big on voodoo and stuff
possible.
like that. Yeah. The volunteer and their partner continued deeper into the home, calling out for survivors, but the entire place felt unnaturally silent. Then they reached a locked back room. After forcing the door open, they discovered the remains of an elderly woman chained to a support beam in the center of the room. The Reddit user said both of them froze. They could not understand why someone would leave a person there during the storm, and then they heard it. From somewhere deeper in the house came loud, cackling laughter. Not soft, not distant, loud. The volunteer said it sounded like someone standing just down the hallway laughing hysterically at them. I have goosebumps. Both of them ran immediately. They did not check the rest of the house. They did not go back for equipment. They simply sprinted outside and waited for authorities to arrive. The user later wrote that they quit volunteering shortly afterward because they could not shake the feeling that someone else had been inside that house with them. Even years later, commenters argued over what was scarier, the possibility of paranormal activity or the possibility that laughter belonged to a real person hiding inside that ruined home.
That's
Hi,
fucking weird.
Tara.
I would have shit myself.
For real. I've been
That's
out
fucking
so
creepy.
fast, but like chained in the middle of that shit.
Yeah.
That sounds like sacrificial in some ways or something.
Yeah, that's weird
pretty
as
creepy.
hell. I would have fucking nightmares forever.
I've told that story before. I don't remember their names offhand, but I do know Bloody Mary, who's the white woman that does voodoo or was initiated down in New Orleans. She owns the house. I forget the name of the street. I got too many stories in my head. But there was that house where that guy and girl were together, and like they were like, somebody was a bartender or something like that. I think he was ex-military, but they were in that house together, or they stayed together. It was during Katrina, but like they ended up, whatever ended up happening, he ended up basically killing her, and then like he had body parts like in pots and everything, like on the stove.
Oh wow.
They said he might have had intercourse with her dead body. And then he went out and kind of like acted like nothing was wrong for like a day or two after. And then I was on a horse-drawn carriage through the French Quarter, and they said like on top of this one hotel, he ended up eventually jumping to his death and dying. So
he should have just did that first, for fuck's sake.
So Bloody Mary owns the house now, and they, it's said that the house is haunted because that's where he like killed her and everything.
I'm sure it is.
That's a very tragic tragic story. But yeah,
Speaking of New Orleans, we need to go there before it like completely floods
I
into
love New Orleans.
oblivion.
I know. I just literally was looking up plane tickets to New Orleans like 20 minutes ago because I'm like, I need to go to New Orleans. Nowlands.
Yeah,
It's
before it
it's a
doesn't exist anymore.
yeah, it's a very cool place. That was like Venice. I was happy to get to Venice
Yeah,
before it like completely like goes
I
underwater.
know. Well, we need to go.
I know.
Maybe next year.
So let me take a sipperoni of my drink.
Pepperoni.
Okay.
I'm actually over here trying to find a story to read y'all, so
Would you
go
like me
on.
would you like me to continue?
Yes, please.
All right.
That was a good one though.
It
I
was.
enjoyed it.
The next
9.4 out of 10.
yes, thank you, Zach and Addie. Yes. I
What?
actually that's the couple from New Orleans. I actually did
Oh.
TikTok a couple years ago. It's ridiculous talking about it with my elderly father. He did not care. I'm telling him, Zach, she died, and then this she got, and he's like, okay. He just said okay. He was like,
Ton was
didn't care.
unfazed.
Yeah, he was a cop. He's seen some shit.
I was gonna say
Yeah, he's like, okay, that's just a Monday, you know.
Yeah.
Okay. The next one from Reddit I found was the Kentucky abandoned house. Okay. One Reddit user shared a story about exploring
Sorry.
an abandoned farmhouse deep in rural Kentucky with two friends during high school. The house sat at the end of an overgrown dirt road surrounded by thick woods. Locals claimed nobody had lived there for decades after a family mysteriously vanished sometime in the 1970s. Naturally, that made the teenagers want to explore it even more. The Redditor said things felt wrong the moment they arrived. There were no insects buzzing, no birds, no wind. It's always bad when things are quiet. I can just say that right there, like especially in the woods. Just silence. And as they approached the front porch, one of the friends suddenly stopped walking and asked if anyone else had heard a woman whisper something. Nobody answered because at that exact moment, they all heard it. A soft voice from somewhere near the woods quietly saying one of their names. At first, they assumed another group of kids was messing with them. They searched the tree line, but nobody was there. Trying to shake it off, they entered the house. Inside, the place looked frozen in time. Dust covered everything. Family photos still hung on the walls. Rotten furniture sagged into the floorboards. But the strangest part was that several doors upstairs appeared to have deep scratch marks carved into them from the inside. The Reddit user said the air upstairs felt noticeably colder. As they explored one of the bedrooms, the storyteller suddenly felt a hand press firmly against their shoulder. They spun around expecting one of their friends. Nobody was there. Both friends were standing several feet away, staring at them in confusion. Then came the sound of footsteps running down the hallway. Heavy footsteps. As somebody who's been touched and had footsteps come at them, that's terrifying. Followed immediately by a laughter of a little girl echoing through the second floor.
Fuck that.
the
That.
three teenagers bolted downstairs so fast one of them fell through part of the staircase. As they reached the front door, the Reddit user claimed they heard the woman's voice again, this time from directly behind them inside the house.
Oh, hell no.
Don't leave yet, is what she said. They ran all the way back to their truck without looking back. But according to the story, the creepiest part happened once they reached the road. The woods were completely silent again. No crickets, no frogs, nothing. Just total silence surrounding the house. The user said that they never went back and eventually learned a woman and child were rumored to have died there decades earlier.
Shit, they are still there.
Yep. Something's there.
First of all, I would have been the person that fell through the floorboards.
I'd have been like, bye.
I'll send for help. Oh my god. Yeah.
Did you find anything yet?
Well,
because I can keep going.
About that. Keep going. I'm enjoying.
You're enjoying my sexy deep voice narrating these sexy scary stories to you.
Yeah. Get me all hot and bothered. Tell
All
me
right.
more spookies.
Here's another spooky story for you all. For you all 4 people watching.
Hey, the people who
Honestly,
matter are here.
it very well could have been a residual haunting.
Mars Bear.
It
Okay.
very well could have been. It also could have been a familiar spirit, something taking on the persona of the people that died there. I really don't know. But it's creepy either way. Okay. So, what do you think about nursing homes? Nursing homes are they smell like piss.
Sometimes they do.
You know,
Probably full of.
like if you've been to Hillview Manor, which you have, for example, that
Yes.
would be a nursing home. That I mean, I enjoy that place, but there are some creepy spots. I've had a lot of crazy stuff happen, but yeah, nursing homes definitely lots of death,
Yeah, I
lots
was
of
gonna say
people
full of death.
raw, just people just laying there waiting to die, like a lot of misery. I feel like
That's sad. Yeah,
it is. It's very sad. So
for
this one is
sure.
called the nursing home shadow figure. So, a Reddit user who worked the overnight shift at a nursing home shared a story that still unsettles healthcare workers online. The building itself was old, built sometime in the 1940s with long dim hallways and buzzing fluorescent lights that never seemed bright enough at night. The worker explained that strange things happened constantly there. Call buttons going off in empty rooms, residents talking to people who weren't there, wheelchairs moving slightly on their own. But there was one night that they could never explain. Around 3 a.m., one of the residents, an elderly woman with severe dementia, began screaming from her room. The worker rushed in, expecting confusion or a medical emergency. Instead, the woman was sitting upright in bed, pointing towards the bathroom door. She kept repeating the same sentence over and over. There's a man in there. The worker checked the bathroom immediately. Nobody was inside. Trying to calm her down, they explained that she was safe and alone, but the woman became even more terrified. Then she said something that made the worker freeze. He doesn't have a face. The Reddit user described the woman crying and refusing to look towards the bathroom. She kept staring at the floor, whispering that the dark man had come for her. Eventually, she calmed down enough to fall asleep. The next morning, she had died peacefully in her bed. Grim Reaper, maybe? The worker later learned that several residents over the years had described the exact same figure shortly before passing away. Always a tall shadow, always standing quietly in the doorway or corner of the room, and almost always appearing just before death. The story exploded online because nurses, hospice workers, and CNAs flooded the comments sharing eerily similar experiences from hospitals and nursing homes all over the world. Some believed it was psychological. Others believed dying people can see something the rest of us cannot. Yeah.
I think they probably can.
Oh, I'm sure.
When you're at the end of your life, it's like being at the beginning of your life. I
Mhm.
feel that's why babies and young children often see things that we
Oh, yeah,
can't.
for sure. For sure.
And when you're at the end of end of your life, you are in that liminal space of, this realm and that realm,
Definitely.
and
Definitely. Say,
there's
what'd you say, Mars Bear? Possibly a mimic. Two, not saying it was, but could have been true. Yeah.
Who
Okay.
knows? That's creepy though.
Speaking of mimics, I do have a story about a mimic.
Mimic stories freak me out. Like, I went down a rabbit hole on TikTok once. I should have saved some of those stories, but I wasn't thinking about mimic
Yeah.
stories when we were
I was told some cool
discussing this
cool
topic.
mimic story from Blair at the Grand Midway. I'll have to tell you sometime
Yeah.
about him and his
Tell,
ex that I know. And
tell it now. Or is it not one you can tell on
I
air?
don't know if I'm supposed to tell it or not.
Oh,
I
okay.
lost my place.
Fair
Damn
enough.
it.
Sorry. Sorry.
No, not you. I lost my
Oh,
place on my phone.
oh.
Give me a second. It's a mimic story.
Take all the time you need.
Nobody's going anywhere. Okay, here we
Yeah.
go. All right.
Literally. Because there's
The,
nobody here. Just kidding.
there's 10 people watching right now.
Oh,
Yeah. Hi, guys.
I don't think I signed in, so I can't see. I can see some
You
comments, but
suck.
nothing. I
Okay.
know, I'm dumb.
All right. This one is
Anyways,
called The Mimic in the Woods. I'm reading so much. A hunter from Appalachia shared this story in a paranormal Reddit thread and immediately terrified readers familiar with mountain folklore. If you want to hear more mountain folklore, come to the Gettysburg Battlefield Bash. We will be discussing folklore and ghost stories from Appalachia on Saturday at 5:15 p.m. Be there or be square. Anyways, the hunter explained that he and his older brother were deep in the woods tracking deer just before sunset. They had split off slightly from each other but remained within eyesight. As darkness settled in, they began hiking back towards their truck. That's when they heard it, their younger cousin's voice calling for help somewhere deeper in the forest. At first, the hunters panicked. Their cousin sometimes hunted nearby, and they assumed he might be injured. But before either of them moved, the older brother grabbed his arm and whispered something chilling. That's not him. The voice called again, this time louder. Help me! The Reddit user said that the voice sounded exactly like their cousin. Same accent, same tone, same everything. But their cousin was out of town that weekend. The brothers stood frozen, listening as the voice slowly moved through the woods around them. Sometimes it sounded close, sometimes far away, but it never sounded human anymore. The hunter said it began stretching words strangely, almost like something trying to imitate human speech without fully understanding it. Getting like goosebumps.
Weird.
Then the woods went silent. No insects, no leaves moving, nothing. The older brother quietly chambered around another round into his rifle and told him not to look into the trees no matter what he heard. It's the Appalachian rules, man.
Yeah.
Especially at night. Then came one final call, this time from directly behind them. The Reddit user said every instinct in his body told him to turn around, but his brother practically dragged him towards the truck. They reached the vehicle and locked themselves inside. As they started driving away, the hunter glanced into the tree line. Standing between two trees was a tall figure, not moving, just watching them. He wrote that it looked almost human, but the proportions were wrong. Too thin, too tall. And according to the story, it smiled as they drove away.
Fuck that.
Do you remember when we were at the Hinsdale house?
I was just gonna say the trees.
Yes, we were in
I
the
was thinking
Hinsdale
about
house,
that.
which is in Appalachia, northern Appalachia, New York, about 3 hours north of here. And we went up, we had a girls and ghouls slumber party, and we went up where the giving tree was, and it was us and two other girls, and like it was dark, and I remember we all kinds of crazy shit was going on, but we looked up and it looked like the trees almost looked like giants, like kind of like staring down at us. And then like we saw that weird, like it looked like
the light.
Like it looked like a whole like house,
whole ass house,
but there wasn't anything over there when we got up there. And then it also said, remember it said Satan on the freaking spirit box? I was like, we were like, oh hell no, we're out of here.
It said some other shady things too while we were up there. But yeah, whenever you said that, the trees were the first thing, because I remember standing there and I was like, Jen, you need to look at these trees. They look like they're watching us, and they look like fucking giants standing over us, just like, what are you doing down there?
It was
so creepy. It was very eerie.
It was very unsettling.
It was so eerie.
There. Yeah, I was like, okay, I need to go inside now.
There was a couple weird things that happened at Hinsdale when we were there.
Yeah.
That gave me the chilly willies. Oh my god.
Do you have a story yet?
No, I'm over here drawing.
Oh, well, I can keep going.
I told you keep going.
Everybody wants me to.
This is fun.
Okay. This one is about a friendly ghost named Casper. No, about a friendly ghost named Dave. Dave. Okay.
Name for ghost. Okay.
Dave the ghost. One Reddit user described growing up in a house where the entity they called Dave seemed to live alongside the family. That seems nice. Unlike most ghost stories, Dave never felt violent or evil, just strange. The first encounter happened when the storyteller was a kid, sitting alone in the living room, reading Batman comics. Suddenly, they heard an older man's voice from directly behind them. Batman fighting the Joker again. Sounded totally Yinzer when I said that.
Yeah.
The The child casually answered yes before realizing something horrifying. Nobody else was home. The Redditor ran through the entire house, checking every room, but found nobody there. At first, the family dismissed it as imagination, but then other things started happening. The user's mother heard footsteps crossing the upstairs hallway when the house was empty. Their father claimed someone brushed past him in the kitchen late at night. One family member even saw the outline of an older man sitting in a recliner before vanishing. Eventually, the family jokingly named the ghost Dave. But things grew stranger over time. The Reddit user claimed that Dave seemed to interact with specific conversations. Lights would flicker during arguments. Objects would move slightly when guests insulted the house. Once, during a thunderstorm, the family reportedly heard the same gravelly voice whisper, "Everything's all right." The weirdest part came years later when the family researched the property history. An elderly man matching the figure's description had died in the home decades earlier after living there alone for years. His actual name? David. The Reddit user ended the story by saying they never truly feared Dave. In fact, after moving away, they sometimes missed the feeling that someone else was quietly sharing the house with them. And that's really sweet.
That is. Aww.
Yeah.
I want a ghost named Dave.
Well,
Well,
don't you have ghosts there? Like they kind
I
of
mean, I do, but they don't. They
bother
don't.
you too much.
They don't talk to me like Grandpa Dave.
I know. That's cute.
I know. That was
But
actually really
but I kept thinking of
sweet.
the Conjuring, the second Conjuring, where that guy's in the corner and he's like, "My name's Bill
Yeah,
Wilkins" or whatever. Like
he's in the
he's like a
recline. Yeah.
yeah.
'Cause he
I don't know.
like died in that chair, didn't he?
Yeah, and he was like
Yeah.
being like controlled by something. I don't know.
Yeah.
You
So,
still? What are you drawing?
um, it's gonna be my next tattoo. It's a bee with like skeleton legs.
Very cute.
It's gonna
Very
go
very
in my
cute.
arm.
Nice. My next tattoo is going to be here on June 5th, and it's going to be a sexy Flatwoods monster. Because I got my cutie Mothman, so I'm gonna have my sexy lady, my sexy Braxy Flatwoods monster.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
What's 28 minutes it's been? Okay. We
One
have time.
more.
We have time for
One more story. One more story.
All right. Next one. Last one. The search and rescue stairs. One of the most famous paranormal Reddit stories ever posted. Ever posted.
Ever?
Ever.
Like,
Ever.
how many upvotes did it have?
I don't know.
Oh, I need data.
Look up the search and rescue stairs.
I'll forget after this conversation, but go on.
I know. Okay. Okay. So one of the most famous paranormal Reddit stories ever posted came from someone claiming to work in search and rescue in remote national forests. According to the storyteller, strange disappearances happen in the wilderness areas far more often than people realize. But among search and rescue workers, there was one phenomenon nobody liked discussing: the stairs. The Reddit user claimed teams occasionally discovered random staircases standing alone deep in the woods. No buildings nearby, no ruins, just staircases leading upward in the middle of nowhere. Some looked modern, others looked ancient. And according to the story, experienced workers warned new recruits never to touch them. The storyteller described one search for a missing child where they encountered a staircase nearly 40 miles from the nearest road. Perfectly clean, perfectly intact.
What the?
I know. The worker said the child was eventually found miles away, dehydrated and confused, but the kid reportedly asked one disturbing question after being rescued. Why didn't the lady want you to climb the stairs? The search and rescue officer claimed strange things often happen near the staircases. Radios malfunctioned, dogs refused to approach them. One coworker allegedly touched the staircase railing and became violently ill afterward.
Oh
Another
my.
supposedly climbed a few steps before freezing in place, staring into the woods. When his team pulled him away, he refused to speak for several days. The Reddit series became legendary because it was mixed realistic wilderness rescue details with bizarre supernatural horror. And to this day, people online debate whether the writer invented the stories or whether national park workers really do encounter the things they refuse to explain publicly. So, like, yeah, I mean, as far as
I've heard that before.
people going missing, look up something called Missing 411. Yeah, there's like, especially like national parks like the
Yeah,
Smoky Mountains. There is like all those caves and,
it
and
is
systems, and people go missing. Are there
more
things on?
common than you would think.
Could be an animal attack. It could be Bigfoot
Bigfoot
grabbed them.
caves.
Yeah, you don't know. You don't know.
But I've read about like staircases in the woods before and how you should never touch them or go up them.
Yeah,
I forget what it said that they are like for what they lead to, but
yeah. The
if you
only
see them, you should just never go near them.
the only time I've
It's
seen
like
stairs,
enough
it was
said.
it was attached to ruins, like around it. So that's I haven't
Yeah.
seen one like. I'll read one more. I'll read one more.
Okay, one more. One more.
This is the last one, guys. Okay.
Twist your arm.
It's the not deer. You know what they say,
The,
the not deer, like
like NOT or KNOT.
the not deer. Whenever they say in Appalachia that's not a deer, it's because they think it's some kind of like skin walker, or like, you know what I mean, like
Okay.
something like that.
Yeah.
They'll say like deers will have some weird behavior. A lot of times they link it to some kind of illness that they get. I forget what it's called. I'm not a deer person. But yeah,
Deer
so it
expert.
happens. The not deer. A Reddit user from rural Pennsylvania shared an encounter that helped popularize the terrifying Appalachian folklore creature known as the not deer. Why do I got an accent right now? The not deer. Appalachian sneaks out sometimes. The story began late one night while driving home along isolated back roads surrounded by dense forest. The user noticed a deer standing motionless near the shoulder of the road. At first, nothing seemed unusual, but as the car approached, they realized something about the animal looked wrong. Its legs appeared too long. Its eyes reflected strangely in the headlights, and worst of all, it was staring directly at the vehicle without moving. Most deer bolt when cars approach. This one didn't. The driver slowed almost to a stop. That's when the creature stood up, not reared up, stood up, like on its legs, like stood up.
Like a human stood up?
Yeah, like a human. The Reddit user described the front legs bending awkwardly like human arms as the deer slowly lifted itself onto two
No.
legs.
Nope. Nope.
It remained upright for several seconds watching the car.
F that.
I'd just be reversing.
Yeah.
Drive home. I'll just drive home in reverse.
Yep.
It's fine.
Right. I'll drive right over a cliff. Get me the hell out of there.
Wreck my car. It remained upright for several seconds watching the car, and then it turned and walked into the woods. Not bounded, not ran. It walked like a person pretending to be a deer. The Redditor sped home shaking and later posted online asking if anyone else had experienced something similar. Hundreds of commenters responded with nearly identical stories from Appalachia describing deer that moved wrong, stared too long, or behaved almost human. Folklore researchers say not deer stories have existed in the mountain communities for generations, long before Reddit ever existed. And according to Appalachian superstition, if you see one, you're not supposed to acknowledge it.
Damn, good to know. Tuck that away. Don't acknowledge the weird ass looking deer standing up on its on its human legs in the middle of the road.
Yeah, I'd be so out.
Keep on driving, man. All right. I never heard that. That's bizarre as hell.
Yep. Okay. Well, that's it for this one.
Good Lord. Now I'm going to have nightmares. Thanks, Jen.
We are not having a podcast next Thursday because I will be in Disney World.
And I'll be here with FOMO.
Yes. But May 28th, we're back with one titled The People Who Vanished Midlife. So you don't even know what it's about yet, and I will explain it to you.
Sure don't. Tell me the day before.
I will. And then after that, we have Weird World News on June 4th. June 11th, we have Grafton Monster Fest. The people who run it are going to be on with us. Love Grafton Monster Fest. June 18th, Reddit Ghost Stories again. We will have Phil and Troy with us. And July 2nd.
And I will be prepared for that one.
Yes. July 2nd, we will again have Troy and maybe Phil with us for Weird World News. July 9th, Appalachian Rules and Superstitions. Getting ready for our Gettysburg thing. July 16th, we will talk about Gettysburg ghost stories, and we'll have Pam stop by, Pam Barry from the Battlefield Bash, to talk a little bit about it. And then August 6th, we have Weird World News again because,
We're world news.
We're
world news.
And then that's all I got so far. So we'll go there. Yes, we are actually speaking at it again about Appalachian folklore, superstitions, and ghost stories. So
we'll have a table, right?
Yes,
this year?
we will have a table.
We'll actually have a table.
We speak on Saturday at 5:15 p.m. I think like in the Halsey room, I believe it is.
I think that's correct. Yes,
I think it's the same room that we were at last year when we talked. So, yeah. I hope to see some of you there.
Excited for that. Yeah,
definitely. Faux show.
For show.
All right, guys. I will see you when I get back from Disney World.
Have fun. I'm sad I'm not going.
You could have went. You were invited, bitch. I don't want to hear it. All right.
I know. All right.
Take care.
Bye, y'all.
See you soon.
Jen and Coco sit by the fire, talking about the tales that never tire. Ghosts and ghouls up in the trees, whispering